Hey guys, Rob Mitchell here. Thanks for joining me for this day trading with the Smart Dynamic Envelope, Smart Multi-Dimensional Day Trading Pattern Party. I have a project here that I've been working on this for over a year, and we finally gotten it together for you. And so I'm real excited to be showing you about the Smart Dynamic Envelopes and all the capabilities this tool has across any indicators that you already have or new ones that you might be getting, increasing the capabilities and being able to see your indicators in multiple dimensions. It's super cool. And let's take a look further. First off, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results or is a risk of loss trading futures. Don't use the grocery money for trading. I don't think I'm showing any specific performance in this today. I'm just showing you the tool and ways that you can use it. But be cautious. Yeah, there's a lot of really smart people out there with some really good trading tools that are just happy to take your money if you're not careful about how you approach trading and day trading. Yeah. So the methods that I show in these videos are intended to show you various ways you can establish components or concepts that can lead to a successful day trading system or strategy. And so for this, I'm showing you something new. Yeah, as we've already discussed. So when we first began doing order flow momentum and order flow momentum breakouts with the trading tools that we have from IndicatorSmart, we did that with some really great patterns like the Trap Trader Oscillator lead out pattern, the Trap Trader Oscillator line break pattern, the Trap Trader Oscillator box patterns. And these patterns have stood the test of time. Yeah, we've been using those forever. And those are great ones to know. But then as our knowledge is expanded, we began to see how the Trap Trader Oscillator patterns looked in different dimensions, looking out further and further and seeing them in a bigger scale. Yeah, so you start small and then you start seeing more and more as you go. As I've long talked about, learn one thing first and then other things will be revealed. And this is exactly this principle in action. Yeah. So one of the first evolutions of this was the Smart Dynamic Zones indicator, which showed us the inside order flow. I worked on that project for 6 months every single day before we finally developed that Smart Dynamic Zones indicator. And that's just been a hugely popular indicator with us. And you can use that on any trading tool. And so consistent with that design, also you can do that with the Smart Dynamic Envelopes. So those Smart Dynamic Zones helped us to develop a lot of great trading systems. And the Smart Dynamic Envelopes, SDE, expands this repertoire even more. Yeah. So if you can trade to the outsides and stay out of the chop, it goes a long way in boosting your success in your trading. And you're going to see in this video how you can look at the indicator from the outsides, because from the beginning, for the most part, we've been looking at it from the inside. Yeah. Smart Dynamic Envelopes can help with just this kind of analysis. The tool can also, any trading tool can be thought of as a learning aid because it lets you see things that you wouldn't otherwise see if the tool wasn't there. And this has just been at the core of the expansion of my knowledge over the years. Yeah. So as we expand our awareness and knowledge from that point, we began to see some pretty amazing trading patterns in the outside of the indicator. And one way of understanding this is to know a pattern we developed called the pearl necklace. One of our trading room members coined this term. The PN or pearl necklace is where the Trap Trader Oscillator goes out of bounds and gets caught in a relatively sustained market move as opposed to being in the chop. And we're going to take a look at a chart here. So this is how the pearl necklace works. It looks like this is going out of bounds. This dot dash magenta line is going to the out of bounds. And you'll see it's a string, yeah, a string with the dots on it along there. And he called that the pearl necklace. You'll notice that you're not getting the pearl necklace over in this part of the chart. You're going to get the pearl necklace in this part of the chart. You get it in this part of the chart. You get it over here. You get it over here. Yeah. And so just to point out a few, you see it stays in the middle here. So then the question would become, what kinds of things happen as precursors to a pearl necklace, because if you can trade that, you're talking about trading these portions of the chart, these portions of the chart, yeah, these portions of the chart, and staying out of the better part of the rest of this. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're going to do, but that's the general idea. So directional moves on the chart in the price are associated with the pearl necklace pattern on the trap trader oscillator. That's the general concept that we're dealing with here with that, yeah. So directional moves associated with a pearl necklace pattern on the trap trader oscillator, directional moves in price, and the idea is to identify when or what is the precursor to the pearl necklace. Now, that is an example of using a trading tool or a pattern classification and trading tool that I talk about in a lot of these videos to identify when a pattern is happening, so you can hone in on the exact nitty-gritty of what it is that happens right around there. So I'm going to take that exact same chart and I'm going to add the smart dynamic envelopes on there so that you can see it. I left the original indicator on there that had these ellipses on there where the pearl necklaces occur, and I put the smart dynamic envelopes. And again, the smart dynamic envelope is showing us, it can also show us the inside, or they can show us where there's little traps. But for the purposes of this, we're talking about where the envelopes are expanding. And I put these little yellow lines where the envelopes are forming a little V in there. And you get this little space in here. There's a space that's happening in here. There's this little V space that's happening in here. There's a little V space that's happening in here. But the envelopes are being expanded over in here into this pearl necklace, and they're being expanded, not so much over on this one. This one wasn't so great, but it did expand first here, and that's certainly enough to get involved with that, and expanding here. So you see that in a lot of cases, you're forming this V, and then you break. So you're breaking the V, yeah. So the expanding the envelopes, especially where it forms a V against, or a little inside V, it's like front running the order flow breakout. Yeah, it's like front running the order flow breakout. The order flow tends to lead the price. Order flow tends to lead the price. I've done all kinds of webinars on that over the years. That concept, that is one of the two main concepts that's made it possible for me to have a career as a trader. Order flow leads price, and cycle expansion begets range expansion, as two of the major things that made it possible for me to live this lifestyle. So the background colors change on the chart associated with these breaks as well. You'll also notice there's a status over here on the smart dynamic envelopes that tells you the state that you're in. And there's tons of patterns I could show you on this, but I'm not trying to get too carried away with it here. But the idea here was that the trap trader oscillator tend to stay inside in this kind of a chop environment, and you tend to get often double kinds of breakouts, boom, boom. In addition to the V is another way of looking at it as well. And there's a whole bunch of them that you can learn or find with that. So directional moves associated with a pearl necklace pattern, the trap trader oscillator, the smart dynamic envelopes can help you to see them by looking at the outside order flow from the trap trader oscillator. Yeah. So expanding the envelopes, especially where it forms a V against, this is showing you where traders may be trapped on the wrong side. Yeah. Generally, when we do this, we're trading with the trend. Yeah. Generally trading with the trend, although there's all kinds of counter trend patterns you can find with these techniques as well. So the order flow tends to lead price as it goes back in the original direction. Yeah. So background colors change to show the break, and then you can look qualitatively at the type of break that it is. That's how I use the tool. The status box shows the state of the indicator on the bottom right, and the SDZ has 5 modes of envelope analysis, making it many indicators in one. And further, you can use this tool on just about any of your favorite indicators. You know, And in the next chart, we're going to set it to show where the center of the envelopes are moving directionally, where the center of the envelopes are moving directionally. So these, this is Smart Dynamic Envelopes application. And I have set this to one of the modes in the dynamic envelopes with the trap trader oscillator on this one. Yeah. And so the trend is going down here. Yeah. And you get the V portion, or the space over here in the counter. You're getting a really big space with the size of the retracement that you got on this particular one. This one's a little bit smaller, so you could parse them out that way as well. Yeah. And then the this V gets countered by the V in the trap trader oscillator. Yeah. And then the trades are on the reversal bars on the Smart Super Renko bars on this chart. And you do it with the background color. For this particular method, one of my favorite things is taking the trades where one way that you can filter with these things is you take the trades where the setup occurs on the reversal bar or the first continuation bar. You get in a little bit later if you did it that way. Yeah, you get in on the reversal here a little bit later on that one. You wouldn't do this one, it's too far. Yeah, and you'll pick up the color change there. There's another one I'm going to show you in a minute that will show you where there are traps associated with this as well. Let's take a look. So Smart Dynamic Envelopes are not limited to just trap trader oscillator. You can use them with just about anything you like, as I already mentioned. So for example, you could use it with the Smart Momentum or price action itself. Yeah, you could use it directly on the panel 1 in the charts here on Ninjatrader. Yeah, so Smart Dynamic Envelopes also outputs the breakouts and contractions to Shark Indicators Bloodhound or Blackbird for easy programming and trading automation. We have a lot of people ask us about trading automation. Yeah, so before we look at some cool things with the Smart Momentum and the price action, let's look at another cool order flow trading concept that we're already talking about here. Now we're going to add some traps. I'm going to put some ellipses on there. Yeah, I'm going to put some ellipses on there. So notice how this triggers here. It gets the V, but then this guy goes to the wrong side. It gets on the wrong side there. Yeah, that's a little trap that happens. You can also see a tail associated with that bar right there. A little fake out here. Some folks got on the wrong side of that, and it's their stops that will propel the market lower. Yeah. Those are the kinds of situations that we like to get in. So like when I see this coming back up, when I've got the V there, another way that I can see this or understand it, when I've got the V there and the envelope, the trap trader oscillator comes back to the prior level of the envelope or beyond. Yeah, I have an ellipse there. Yeah, I have an ellipse there. And those are very specific pattern classifications. So you get the V, but you're also breaking the prior. Yeah, you're also breaking the prior. On the Smart Momentum, we call that a T2 pattern. I want to talk about that for a second in a minute. Yeah. This one didn't get that pattern, and this one didn't get that pattern. We came here, and we expanded out here in multiple dimensions on this break of this one here. This pattern here is called TTO box, TTO lead out. Yeah. And then UV here, but you're still inside this, but then it does the trap right there. Yeah. So you could use this also to identify the traps. That makes them super easy to see. You just come touch back in the wrong direction and off you go. Yeah. So getting another one here. Yeah. Where you're trapping in the wrong direction. Boom, 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 boom. I marked them all on there for you. And I'm doing that with the trend. Yeah, with the trend. So you're waiting for the trap. Yeah, that's the idea there. Very powerful, very clean. Now let's take a look at the Smart Dynamic Envelopes with the Smart Momentum and price action. In addition to the trap trader oscillator. Yeah, and on these patterns, you'll see things like trading into the V or trading into the spaces on the Smart Dynamic Envelopes. We've already been discussing this, yeah. but we'll see it on all three indicators, all three at the same time: the smart momentum, the smart trader oscillator, and the price action on the smart super Renko price bars. You can also combine the smart dynamic envelope readings and patterns with order flow, momentum, and price all together. Yeah, which opens up a huge number of possibilities. Huge number of possibilities. Yeah, they may be leading or an inside condition or divergent. Let's take a look. Yeah. So this one I took it right out of the manual. Yeah, right out of the manual. So here you see this one's the price action panel. This is a Smart Super Renko price bars. This is Smart Super Renko 1010 on crude oil. On crude oil. And you can see you get the V in here. Notice you don't have a V over in here in this consolidation area. You get this V in here and you break there. And this is the start of the downward trend. It's leading downward. Yeah, it's leading downward in price. And you will also notice as well that you're also getting, in addition to the lead out downward in price, you're also getting a lead out downward in order flow, followed shortly thereafter by the lead out downward on the momentum. So the momentum's lagging a little bit, yeah, in that particular case. You could also have the midpoints on this one. I didn't have it on the earlier ones, that you could also see where you're crossing and crossing. And see the momentum crossing. Yeah. So I love this pattern where you V in before you turn. Yeah. So as you're coming back into that level, you got a good idea that you might have yourself in a breakout mode, and then the momentum leads. So you're leading. Notice how the order flow leads the lead in the price. Yeah, you're leading, you break, and then you break again. So I love this pattern. You get the V, you lead, and then you lead. Yeah, and then the momentum follows a little bit on that one. Now here's another cool thing that I love on the smart momentum is that you can see T2 patterns. Now, one of my favorite things in the T2 patterns, and I've discussed this in other videos in this series, is that you can use the envelopes to see the T2s, and this is a special kind of a T2. Yeah, it's a special kind of a T2. But in this particular case, the momentum is coming out the top of the envelope counter to the trend. The trend is down. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It hasn't broken here. This downward structure is still intact, while the momentum is going back out here. You know, the momentum is going back out here, and then you get the trade over in here. Yeah. So similarly, this market is going up over in here, and you got the T2 here where you got the V in the counter trend. You get it hadn't broken this level, and then you get this here. So you have a T2 here and a T2 here. And what we know about T2s is once you get a T2 in a certain direction, the market tends to persist. Yeah, it tends to persist in that direction until you get one going the other way. Yeah, and that's the basis of what we call the smart ultimate trend identification system. Yeah, so these are on this trader oscillator, you've got early lead outs inside. Yeah, so there's so many different ways that you can, early lead out inside. You're pushing the V. Yeah, you're pushing the V in the indicator. And so you can set these to any kind of view length that you want. And you can also, there are 5 different modes for the background colors. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, so that's what I have for you there. Get the smart dynamic envelopes and other tools in this video at IndicatorSmart.com. Like I said, I've been working on this one for about a year, well, probably about 9 months. And I'm super excited to have this on the website there at IndicatorSmart. It's in, at least for right now, it's in the new category. And we got some special pricing there for you. Yeah, so all resources here, all the indicators in this video can be found at IndicatorSmart.com. If you're new with us, go over there and check it out. Make sure you get on our mailing list, get the free indicator and get on the mailing list. Thank you for joining me and giving me the opportunity to share what I'm passionate about. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you. Thank you.